Hey guys, it's Tiffany, and you found me for the Wise Guys Free Tarot Friday. So if you're new, welcome. You can get the full forecasts, all of the astrology goodies at wiseguyscollective.com. And to do this reading, we're going to start with Aries and end in Pisces. We're just going to take a deep breath in through the nose. Anytime it's like your sign, just take a deep breath in, because what you want to do is put yourself in a little bit more receptive state, so if you're trying to do 8 things, you can't really hear what Spirit's trying to say, you know what I mean? So anytime it's your time to listen, just take yourself a big deep breath in, like a cool glass of water, and then a good exhale. Maybe rolling your shoulders a few times can help loosen the energy. Consciously softening your jaw, your throat, your heart, your third eye area can help too. All right, so let's clear the deck for Aries. Just any of our Aries watching. Okay, so many cards. Here we go. Let's clear the deck for Aries for the weekend. That's something that they need to know that would be useful to them. Just giving them some clarity, confidence, and a little insight and wisdom for our Aries. Okay. Oh my gosh. Why? All right. It's just that kind of a day. It's like electric energy everywhere. Are you guys having that too? Lots of changes, lots of ups and downs with the energy. Just clearing the deck for Aries. There we go. All right. So Aries. We got the 7 of Cups and the Strength card. And to me, this means like that you have a lot of options. And you guys know that a lot of options sometimes feels very freeing, and sometimes it feels very overwhelming, and you end up not even making a decision at all, everything means something and nothing means nothing. Okay, everything means something and nothing means nothing, which means nothing means something, right? So with all the options in front of you, I would say pick the one that brings you back to a place of strength, where if you feel like the options in front of you are spreading you too thin, or you're helping and you don't really want to help, or you signed up for an extra shift and you don't really want to do that, you know what I mean? Like, there's lots of things out there that could be getting your attention this weekend. It's just like, how can you reel it in a little bit and bring it back to what feels like it would be best to take care of yourself, right? So that's one interpretation. It does look like there's been some anxiety going on for you, Aries. So this is where we tend to stay up all night, or whether we want to or not, you know what I mean? It can be staying up all night because you had a great party. It could be staying up all night because you had a lot of anxiety about something and you can't quite put your finger on it. It could be that you stayed up all night because the sirens were going off in your neighborhood and you didn't choose that. But the idea here is that it looks like you're not getting enough sleep, that you haven't been able to reset your system, and so that this feels like the decisions or the choices in front of you have your nervous system a little bit more frayed. And so again, that choice to come back to peace, to come back to yourself, to do something that helps you grow your own strength instead of somebody else's strength, hopefully that makes sense for you. Okay, my friend sent me a new deck and I haven't played with it yet. It's the Lover's Path Tarot. I haven't even shuffled it, but we're going to use this as our secondary deck. So a second message of clarification for any Aries watching. Look how cute it is. Isn't that sweet? All right, a second message of clarification for any Aries watching. They get a card of awakening. Okay, the card of awakening. All right, so it's like wake up. All right, wake up. All right, let's clear the deck for Taurus. Clearing for Taurus. What do our Taurus friends need to hear? Clearing for Taurus. Clearing for Taurus. Okay. All right, we get the Emperor. So I know that this has been kind of consistent with some of our other Taurus readings. We also get the Four of Wands and the Hangman reversed. And so the Emperor, usually has to do with your job, or the person that you're responsible to, or a person that is an authority figure in your life. Sometimes this can have to do with police or bosses or dads. But the idea here is usually it's your boss or your career, your job. The Four of Wands reverse, it just feels like you're ready to get out of there, you know? This feels calm and stable and happy, and this feels like, yeah, I can't wait to get out of here, which a lot of us feel on Friday, right? But this is something deeper because we've got two major arcana cards. The last is the Hangman, and the Hangman reverse, in fact. And so it's like doing nothing is about this job situation is kind of crazy making for you. And so the more you do nothing, the worse it's going to get. The more you don't do anything about it, the worse it's going to get. So now I'm not saying quit your job, be in action, start something else. It's like just boil it down to that thing that's really bothering you. See if it's fixable where you are, right? And if not, and you start to open your idea to other possibilities, you also don't have to be the planner of that. You can just open to it and start to receive opportunities that are coming your way, you know. I just feel like a lot of you Taurus are at a breaking point with your job, and it's just time to do something different. And so the Hanged Man is a frustrating card to get when it's this way. It's easy. I can just say do nothing, you know, just pause. But when it's like this, it's like doing nothing is causing that sense of urgency even more. So it's like go ahead and give yourself permission to daydream a little bit, right? Take some new step in a different direction so that you end up getting a job that you really like, you know. Sometimes a job is just a job. You don't have to like it every day. You don't have to fall in love with it every day. You don't have to make a difference, you know, every single day. Sometimes a job is just a job. And sometimes we're in the wrong job and we know it. Sometimes we're in the job and our boss has a different life path than us, you know what I mean? And sometimes it just doesn't align for a little bit. So starting to look at some different options would be helpful for you, Taurus. All right, let's clear the deck for Taurus for a card of clarification from this new deck I'm getting to know. Ace of Coins. So a secondary message. It's just time for a new job, Taurus. I don't know what to tell you. It's just time for a new job. Okay. Let's clear the deck for Gemini. Let's see what our Gemini friends need to hear for the weekend ahead. Just clearing for Gemini. Guys, the Lionsgate peaks this Sunday, right? So if you're in the Wise Skies Facebook group, we have a thread going of all the wishes that you want to incorporate. And we will be putting that in the prayer field for each of you. So if you want to comment on that thread, we'll be putting it in the prayer field for you on Sunday, on the new moon in Leo in the Lion's Gate. And you'll have many other friends doing that for you too. All right, let's clear for Gemini. Okay. Interesting. All right. So, you know, it just feels like something's slipping away. Like there's just water through your hands here. It just feels like something, like there's a thief of time, right? There's been like some kind of conflict that is unresolved, and it just feels like gritty. You know what I mean? It just feels like gritty. And so you're going to have to hold your ground. You're going to have to stand strong. You're going to have to come up with some clear boundaries, some clear rules. And you might be facing the music at some level, meaning you might be having to face some uncomfortable conversations. But that's what that looks like to me. We got the Seven of Swords reverse, the Strength, and the Five of Swords reverse, you know. Something deep down there that's bubbling up for your attention, really, so that you don't keep ignoring it, right? All right, and then clearing the deck for a secondary message for Gemini. The card of transformation with Pluto. Isn't that pretty? The card of transformation. So something's got to change, you know. If it's not evolving, it's dissolving. Something's got to give here, Gemini. Can't say the same, no problem. So what's next, right? What's next? Let's clear for Cancer. What do our Cancer friends need to hear that are watching today for the weekend ahead? Clearing for Cancer. Okay. We get the Eight of Cups reversed, the King of Coins reversed, all right, and the Nine of Coins. So it's going to be okay. But right now it just feels like you're walking through hell and you can't get out of it. You know what I mean? It feels very intense right now for a lot of you. It feels like, my friend put it this way, that she got like a luxury car ride through hell. Like it's all very nice on the outside, but on the inside there's some things going on in the inner world that you can't get away from. You can't not deal with it, right? So there's some circumstance that requires your responsibility that you just can't seem to get away from right now. And so that's hard, you know? So if that speaks to you, just know that our heart goes out to you, and just know that it is going to be okay. I do feel like you're going to get some relief by Sunday, but also because of the astrology that's lifting them. But also this Nine of Coins is a return to stability and serenity, right? So just keep going this weekend, just hour by hour, minute by minute. Just keep turning it over to Spirit, drinking water, staying on top of your nutrition. And it's just, you know, like if you're on a sailboat and you're in the middle of a storm and you can't get out, that's what it's like. So you're just kind of trying to find your sea legs all weekend long. And I'm not saying that everybody is going to have a big intense weekend. I'm just saying at an emotional level, it's like, where can you find your footing, and where can you find your own serenity in the storm? So we get the card of illusion here, the card of illusion for our Cancer. So just knowing that things aren't as they seem right now. It's not going to be like this forever. Things aren't as they seem right now. All right, let's clear the deck for Leo. Just asking in for some divine guidance, clarity, confidence, sense of direction for our Leo friends. What do our Leos need to hear? Okay. Wow, we've gotten the Strength card so many times, right? So many times today. We also get the Two of Wands here. We also get the Two of Cups reversed. Interesting. Okay, so let's start from the top. The Strength card, coming back to yourself, coming back to that which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You know what I mean? Knowing that you too are probably going through a moment in time that is passing but doesn't feel like it is. The Two of Wands is just a reminder for to have gratitude in our membership. I know that I remember that the Leos had the medicine card of gratitude. So all month long throughout August, just coming back to remembering to be grateful for what you do have is going to be helpful, right? This guy has the world in his hands and still he yearns. And he might be willing to roll the dice, depending on what kind of Leo you are. You might be willing to roll the dice, but you might lose it all. You know what I mean? You might lose everything. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, especially in terms of your relationships, right? You're going to be the cool, confident leader, Leo. You are. You're not waiting for somebody else to make a move or make a choice, or you're not waiting on anybody for anything. You are the cool, confident leader of your relationship. And you don't really need to look around a lot further. And if you do, just be aware that you might be throwing it all away, right? And that's fine. You know, it's fine if you make that choice. But that's what that card feels like. It's like, oh, somebody's really curious about what life might be like out there instead of in here, when in here is really good. And so just being mindful of all of that topsy-turvy emotional energy that goes along with our relationships. You know, the relationship we have to ourselves, the relationship we have to our Creator, the relationship we have with other people. Any relationship trauma or trigger you have going on will give you a little bit of insight about how you are in all of your relationships, right? So you can dial it back a notch. If your intimate relationship is on fire right now, you can dial it back and be like, what other fire could I put out? Are my finances in order? Is my house clean? Is my closet organized? And you can start to channel that fiery, passionate energy into a task instead of at somebody. Okay, Leo? All right, so let's clear the deck for our Leos. Clear for Leos. Their card of clarification is the Two of Cups. So this is a second deck with a second message about the Two of Cups, about your significant other, you know. And so how can you be a good partner? How can you show up? What's it like to be on the other side of you, right? How can you fall in love with your own life again? Okay, I'm just seeing some comments. Hi, Nadine and Pamela and Laura. Awesome. Nadine has an 11th anniversary on 8/8. That's awesome. All right. All right, so we're clearing, we just did Leos. We're going to clear for Virgos. Let's clear for Virgos. Let's see what our Virgos need to hear for the weekend ahead. Just a piece of advice, guidance, form of spiritual clarity. Gives them a nod. Clearing for our Virgos. Okay. All right, we got the moon reversed and the Four of Swords. Looks like this weekend is just about some downtime for you. The moon is when sometimes we're being deceived, or sometimes we're just kidding ourselves that we're not really accepting reality, that we're not accepting life on life's terms. The Four of Swords is about giving it a rest. So pushing pause on a subject can be helpful. What would benefit from pausing instead of pushing forward? That's a huge theme of September. I just wrote the September astrology, and I know we're just barely in August, and I don't want to get us too ahead of ourselves. But the idea here is what would benefit by pushing pause instead of pushing forward, right? There's too much that's unknown right now, you know, and what we do know is that giving it a rest would be beneficial. It looks like if you go forward anyways, it feels like beating your head against the wall on some level. So resting, retreating, taking a step back, unplugging, more beneficial than being in a whole lot of activities this weekend. According to me, this is entertainment purposes only, right? You guys are wise. You have the ability to change the course of your future just by a simple thought, you know. All right, let's clear for Virgo for some clarification. They get the Five of Cups. So this is grief and worry and concern. I would say, is there somebody, something, some concept you can let off the hook and just try to give it a break so that you can have a good weekend? Really, that's the purpose, is that you can have a good weekend, you know, and the less people, the better, you know, not in general, not all the time, but right now for Virgos. Okay, let's clear the deck for Libra. Let's clear the deck for Libra. Clearing for Libras. All right, the Two of Cups is what fell out. It fell out reversed. So knowing that Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising might be having some relationship ups and downs. All right, let's clear for our Libras. What do they need to hear? All right, we get the High Priestess. We get the Seven of Swords. So this just feels like almost like somebody's trying to trick you, or it's almost like, you know, when you show up as the person that you think they want you to be instead of just being the person that you are. That's what that feels like. But it feels like somebody's doing that to you, right? Like they're not showing up as themselves. Like you're getting kind of this mixed message from who they're saying they are versus who they really are. So I would just say really pay attention to your gut, to your intuition this weekend, Libra. Don't take things at face value. I'm not saying that everybody's out to cheat you or screw you over. That's not it at all. It just seems like something is not adding up. So just trust your gut instead of what you see. You know what I mean? Instead of what they're telling you. Trust your gut. All right, so clearing for a second message for our Libras. Wait, they get the Eight of Arrows, right? The Eight of Arrows, which is like the Eight of Swords, maybe? No, because this would be like the Eight of Swords. All right. So Libras, just doesn't feel super clear. So paying attention to your intuition. All right, after Libra comes Scorpio. What is it that our Scorpios need to hear for the weekend ahead? Okay. All right, we get the World card reversed. We get the Six of Cups reversed. And we get a Six of Wands. All right, so 2 sixes and a World. The World card reversed. This can be when your world is literally upside down, when things are changing quickly for you. It can also just be the end of an era, the end of a chapter, the end of a time in life, you know, and this is just a reminder to get out of your head and into your service, really to find gratitude and completion and anything that's gone before you that, you know, that you might be leaving undone. just go ahead and try to find a sense of completion. That helps a lot of Scorpios who need to kind of know where the end is so that they can have a beginning. And just, I don't know what aspect of life that is for you, but there's something that's changing big time. And so just get ready for that. There's something that's changing big time, right? Big transformation, big change. And just get ready for that new ride. We got the Six of Cups reversed here. Usually this is a blast from the past, a childhood friend. Reverse like this could be somebody that you haven't seen in a long time that you're reconnecting with. It could be a reversal of roles, within your friendships. It could be that there's somebody in your life that needs you to reach out to them, that needs your support, as opposed to always getting their support or going, whichever direction it is. This is when things aren't super reciprocal and there's a need to rebalance things, likely among your brothers, sisters, friends, people that are your age or your peers, that you're close with. The Six of Wands is a victory. It's a yes. It's a win. It's moving forward. It's a time when the sun's shining. It's a time when you have help, when you have support, when the wind is beneath your sails, when you can go. So just know that whatever this ending is, if you're having an ending that feels really intense, sometimes endings feel great, right? But sometimes they feel awful, like the world is over, like you're jumping off the high dive and you're never going to find the pool. You know what I mean? If that's what it feels like, wow, just like Cancer, right? The Cancer and Scorpio water readings so far were really, really intense. Just know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, 100% of the time. All right, just clearing for Scorpios. Clearing for Scorpios. Just clearing for Scorpios for the weekend ahead. Balance. All right, this is so cool. I've literally never used this deck before. It's a gift. It's brand new. I hadn't even shuffled it yet. And at least 4 of the readings, there's almost the exact same cards from my old trusty deck in this deck. And so that's the same for Scorpio. This is a card of balance. I just told you that the sixes were about reciprocity and balance, right? Harmony. And we got 2 of those and then 1 of these. So something's out of balance in your life, right? And you're trying to get it back in balance. So for me, I feel like I've got all this work piled up and I need to get ahead. In truth, I'm ahead and things are okay, but it feels out of balance, right? So I'm out of balance with the earth rhythm, right? And so I'm needing to get back into the balance with the earth rhythm instead of my own brain. And so hopefully that helps some other Scorpios out there, but it definitely speaks to my situation. All right, let's clear the deck for our Sagittarius. Clearing for our Sag friends. What do our Sagittarius need to hear for the weekend ahead? A little cosmic advice, loving inspiration, clarity and comfort. Okay, so we got the Judgment and the Seven of Wands that fell out. The Judgment is a major arcana card, right? It's almost at the end of the deck. So you too are almost at the end of a cycle. You've got a little bit of more time in this cycle. And so you want to, again, the idea of finishing well. The Judgment card has a Jesus in it. It reminds us of that archetypal situation where you want to make sure that you've tied up all your loose ends, that you've cleaned things up well. And that way you can move forward fresh, right? Like you want to be able to stand and say, I did my very best. I did my very best. So if there's something, some area of life where you haven't done your very best, this card can help remind you, that you want to clean up the energy for your sake. The Seven of Wands reversed, it does feel like you're beating yourself up a little bit about something, or you could feel that others, you don't know who these wands are down here, are beating you up about something. So I just want to encourage you, is that true? Is there anything even worth beating yourself up about? Have you even done anything wrong? If you have, then this is a time to make amends and course corrections. And if you haven't, then it's okay to stand firm and let go of these old beliefs that somebody's, that you're not measuring up to somebody's idea. That can be an old belief that you don't have to believe anymore. So lots of messages in there for our Sagittarius. They get the Six of Coins reversed, and so again, this message of reciprocity, that something just doesn't feel quite fair or it's not adding up. Six of Coins is generosity, So has somebody been too generous with you? Have you been too generous with somebody else? Are you getting a service that is free and you're supposed to be paying but you're not paying? You know, those types of things. Are you working a trade but they're not giving you the thing that they said that they were going to give you? Are you working a job and it just didn't, you know, the job description is no longer what they're doing? It's that type of a thing, right? All right, so 6 of coins, money, out of balance in some way, right? Let's clear the deck for our Sagittarius for an extra message. All right, they also get the Awakening card. Card of Awakening. All right, let's clear for Capricorn. Let's clear for our Capricorn friends. What do our Capricorns need to know for the weekend ahead? Alright, Capricorns, 8 of Swords and Death reversed. This is like ripping the band-aid off. You know what I mean? This is like not waiting around anymore to move forward with your life. This is something that's definitely over, that you might have waited too long to get out of, or you might have hung on a little too long because you're committed and loyal and interesting. But this is like, no, this has got to go. You know, like something ain't right here. The Wheel of Fortune, it does feel like you've been scared to let something go or say no or have an ending because it's going to turn your life upside down, but it's okay. Like, go ahead and take that risk. Look, it's okay. Go ahead and take that risk. The sun's shining on the other side. It's just like, how long do you want to feel like this? You know, how long do you want to feel like this? There's some situation where it is definitely time for you to let go because luck is right on the other side and it can't get to you until you pop in a few endings there. Okay, let's clear for Capricorn. Get the card of Innocence, which is 0, which is the Fool card, right? And so this is a great time. This is like the Sun card. This is a time when you are starting out fresh and clean. You might have nothing with you. You know, the Fool card is often depicted with like that little knapsack. He's got nothing with him. He doesn't even care. Today's a good day, you know? And so this is just about moving forward anyways, with innocence, with inspiration, with a joy for life, right? So it's like, whatever I want, whatever this is, it's like, not this, you know? So coming to terms with something being over and you just being ready to start a new path. It seems like I say that over and over. That's what the archetypes do, though, right? They take us on a journey, it ends, and we start a new one. And we look for love and assurance all the way through, right? Don't we? All right, let's clear for, who's after Capricorn? Aquarius. Let's clear for our Aquarius. Okay, we got the Magician card and the King of Coins reversed. So, and the Hierophant reversed. So it does feel like some of the to-do list in life is weighing you down. It feels like you've got some heavy responsibilities that are kind of, you might feel jerked around by, you know, these heavier responsibilities. Just remember that you have all the tools to change everything, and I would recommend doing that. So whatever's feeling heavy, dirty, gritty, rusty, old, heavy, how can we change that around a little bit so that you're not having to take all of the weight, all the responsibility? It's not all on you, you know? And so working your own skills here, your skill set to change the course of the weekend here, so that it doesn't end up being you feeling overworked and tired, so that you end up feeling rejuvenated and empowered. All right, an extra card here for our Aquarius. Queen of Staves. So you're just going to have to tell somebody the truth. You're just going to have the hard conversation. You know what I mean? That's what that looks like. All right, let's clear now for Pisces. Clearing the deck for our Pisces friends. Anybody watching for Pisces? Pisces Sun, Moon, Rising. What do our Pisces need to hear going into this Lionsgate weekend? Okay. All right. We've got a Two of Swords reverse. This is a decision that came at a cost. A Four of Swords, also a message like the Virgos to let it go and plug a little bit. Really, it's like, are you looking for a fight? Because you're going to get one. It looks like there's some intense energy, that maybe there's some combative energy, and maybe you've tried to unplug from it and it's just really in your face. But the idea here is like, there's been a decision and it's been made, right? So you're not really in the mood to undo the decision. But what would it look like if there weren't any drama? What would your decision look like if there was no drama? What if you just took the drama out of it and it just was a thing? You know what I mean? That's what it looks like, Pisces. Any other things? Just, yeah, it looks like, it just feels like somebody's a little bit upset about the outcome or the current thing going on in your family, in your home, in your group. But that's okay. You know, you can't please everybody all the time. Like I said, the decision's been made, and you're just going to unplug from the drama of it. All right, that's what seems like would be the best advice. All right, let's clear the deck for Pisces here and just get a card, a clarification. All right, the 10 of Arrows. So that matches up with what I was saying. It just feels like things have been a little heavy, a little dense, that there's been a lot of changes lately, or that you've taken on a little bit too much, or, you know, that just that feeling like it's all on you and you can't make everybody happy, and so that you end up kind of having a case of the screw it sometimes. And so I would just say, again, unplug and reset, and what would it look like without the drama, right? Would an apple just be an apple? You know what I mean? Without it being red or green or anything, it's just an apple. You know what I mean? So play with that a little bit, guys. I'm so excited about the weekend ahead. I'm going to be going on a little adventure, and I'll be gone next week. So if you're looking to book ahead, you can reach us at wiseskiescollective.com. The membership is rolling. We got through our first little rocky month period. I've ironed out some of the kinks. I really appreciated your feedback. It meant so much to me, the people that I heard from. And I think that's it. So there's a special Lionsgate meditation that's free for you. You can find all of that and more, the August forecast, anything you're looking for to connect the cosmic dots, over at wiseskiescollective.com. So if you guys have enjoyed the messages today, I always appreciate a virtual tip through PayPal or through Venmo. It's listed in the link, and that goes to help pay for the platforms that we use to give you this free information, this good little cosmic connection we got going on Fridays. So until we can work together again, or one-on-one, I so value you spending a little time with me. I know there's a sea of other astrologers to watch and learn from, and it means a lot when you come and like and subscribe over here. So namaste, guys, and have a great weekend.